Where'd you get that Kill Bill poster? Outside, the big one, the fucking.
With
tall
the-
one.
It's one of my favorite movies.
It's the first thing I saw when I walked in here. I might steal it. So basically,
You know what, dude? If you want it, I'll give it to you.
no way.
Yeah, I will. I don't know what to do with it.
Are you serious?
You can have it, yeah.
You
Wait,
swear?
I swear to God. You
Let
can
me
have
help
it.
you out.
love
But can you feature him on a track? You
Yeah,
gotta feature
easy.
him on
We'll
a
do
track.
that.
Let's do that.
But when I first walked into his apartment, that was like the biggest thing in his home.
Well, let me
Kill
tell you
Bill.
this, because he's a giver. I'm a giver. I love giving shit. So the fact that you just said that right now, you just made my motherfucking day. But let me explain why that means so much to
But
me.
I'm not going to wrap it and mail it. You have to take
I'm
it.
taking that motherfucker. We go, yeah,
I'm not going to do any of
we'll
that.
Figure that
you
out.
do the work. You do the work.
Of course.
Okay.
So I'm 13 years old,
Yeah.
living in bullshit. I watch Kill Bill. I see this movie. It's insane. My mom, she was like a super Bible thumper. She's the type to be like, don't you ever take the Lord's name in vain. God damn it, motherfucker. Like, that was my mom.
Yeah.
So there was no real reasoning with her, and we can get into that later. But I see this movie, and it's just like what you gave me, an escape. It was incredible. You know what I'm saying? It's just this badass skinny bitch running around
good.
slicing motherfuckers up. I'm like, yo, this shit is crazy. And I watch it, and I become obsessed with it. And then I love the music. And I'm like, oh my God, this music is insane. And I see that the score is done by RZA. I'm like, what the fuck is RZA? And then I do the time and take my due diligence to understand that that actually stands for RZA. And the RZA is the founding member, the abbot of Wu-Tang Clan. So then through Kill Bill, I discover Wu-Tang Clan, and then I discover hip hop. And then I start writing songs and, doing all this shit at 15, 16 years old, growing. And then I get a record deal, and I do all these things because I saw that one movie. Now, we're talking about manifestation here, right? So then later on, bro, one of my best friends is the RZA of Wu-Tang Clan. I have every single living member on a track that I did a few years ago called Wu-Tang Forever. When I was a teenager in high school, I said one day I'm going to get the entire Wu-Tang Clan on a song, and it's going to be called Wu-Tang Forever. Now, that's just one instance of this, okay? You want to hear something really crazy? How about the fact that I was never really into reading books. And then one book that I just became obsessed with is called Ready Player One. You guys have heard of that? It's a movie. Steven Spielberg.
Spielberg.
So I read the book. I'm obsessed with it. I buy 50 copies. I give them to all my friends. I give them to fans, all this other stuff. I don't know how. I befriend the fucking author, Ernest Cline. We become homies. I find myself in his home with his pregnant wife and his children and all this other shit. I have no fucking idea how I got there. He's in Austin. I'm there. I guess I was on tour, I'm in his DeLorean. He's got a flux capacitor. Shit's crazy.
DeLorean.
The fucking next book, Ready Player 2, comes out. I'm in the thank yous next to Spielberg.
Oh my God.
The other day, a couple weeks ago, here's what's really crazy. A couple weeks ago, right? I was supposed to do Jamie Kennedy's podcast, okay? I was supposed to do that. I go to Nobu. I canceled because I had some shit come up, but we rescheduled. So we scheduled for a few days later. I was thinking about Rosie O'Donnell randomly. And I was thinking about Rosie O'Donnell and how she, as like a gay woman, fucking bossed up, especially in the 90s, and like what's funny?
No, because I think this happens to me a lot. So now
Okay, watch.
Yeah.
So I'm like, was thinking about how she's just a fucking boss, how she represented herself. Same with Ellen. Y'all ever see when Ellen did Oprah? That shit was crazy. And everybody was like shitting on her and super homophobic, and it was wild. And that this is what this woman endured in the 90s as a strong, prominent actor, and she was herself anyway. And that shit inspired me as a kid. I'm watching Harriet the Spy and all this shit, and I'm like, oh my God. And I was randomly thinking about her a couple weeks ago. And I was thinking about how fucking cool Rosie O'Donnell is. And then I had a dream 2 days after that about Rosie O'Donnell. I don't know what we were doing. We were like playing chess or some random shit.
Making love, maybe. Making love, maybe. I don't know.
No, we weren't. And then
I've had that dream.
And then I go to fucking Nobu with my wife. Guess who sits next to us? Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh.
2 days later. 2 days later. And she sits there and I'm like, oh my God, I really want to say something to her.
Did you?
No, I was a little nervous. So, and I just wanted to respect her privacy. So I paid for her meal and I left her a note.
Oh.
And on that note, it said something really sweet that I don't really need to repeat because it's between me and her. So I did that, and she was having lunch with a gentleman. The next day, Jamie Kennedy texts me and goes, "You out here buying Rosie O'Donnell lunch?" And I go, "How the fuck do you know that?" And he goes, "Because the guy she was having lunch with did my podcast the day you were supposed to do it since you couldn't make it. He filled in for you. Came and was like, you ever heard of this guy Logic? He's so nice." And he goes, "No way, he's on my podcast tomorrow."
There are no coincidences.
I'm just saying.
It's like an M. Night Shyamalan movie. I love it.
But isn't that crazy? Bro, that's one example. I could go
Yeah.
on and on and on and on and on.
The way that this type of stuff that you're explaining happens a lot to me. For instance, like I was looking for the number of Nadav in your mom's house. He's a producer for your mom's house. But then I misspelled his name and I ended up landing on my other friend, Navid. And haven't really spoken in a year or whatever. Like, and then literally within 5 minutes, our friend Jean Hong's like, oh, hey, do you have so-and-so's number? Which was Navid's number.
Wow.
And I was just looking at it on my phone. So these type of things happen a lot. And I wonder if it's manifestation or you're just a little bit witchy. You know, like my whole family has always just described me as, oh, like Kalila, she's witchy. Like if tiny things like that happen, like it just, you can't explain.
It's like Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe you just have this kind of like a little superpower.
I don't think I'm a warlock.
No,
but
he's not a warlock for sure.
Yeah, but I do. I hear what you're saying. I think it's the universe, man.
I think it's the universe too.
I think part of it is here. I mean, think about this. Did you know that the stomach, if you just think about it, it can slice itself open? Did you know that? Did you know that you can just cut your whole stomach open with your mind and bleed?
Really?